Welcome to Smart Physics as we continue our step-by-step walkthroughs. Today we are walking through the Cambridge IGCSE Physics Component 41 of October-November 2025. In this particular video, I'll zero in on question number 4. So let's quickly delve into it. Question number 4. A 12 volts 50 watts immersion heater is used to heat 0.15 kg of water in a beaker. The water is initially at room temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. The heat capacity of water is 4,200 joules per kg degrees Celsius. Calculate the energy supplied to raise the temperature of water from 20 degrees Celsius to 58 degrees Celsius. This question is coming from thermal properties, specifically specific heat capacity in thermal physics. When you are dealing with such questions, it's very expedient for you to extract data first. There are too many data factors in the question, so extracting them will make it easy for us to choose the right equation. So what are we given in the question? We are told that the mass is 0.15 kg. We are told that the initial temperature is 20 degrees Celsius and the final temperature is 58 degrees Celsius. Hence, with this, we can find the change in temperature. Always remember that change in temperature is equals to final temperature minus initial temperature. So, final temperature 58 minus initial temperature 20, giving us a change in temperature of 38. Specific capacity is given as 4,200 joules per kg degrees Celsius. Let's record the equation for specific capacity, mass and energy. It will be energy required is equals to mass times specific capacity times change in temperature. By substitution, 0.15 is the mass, 4,200 is the specific capacity, and delta T, the temperature change, is 38, giving us 23,940. Now, do not leave this as your final answer, otherwise you get 2 out of 3. Remember the key rules in your presentation of the final answer on the spaces provided. If this is not provided, the unit is not provided, you are supposed to provide your final answer with the unit, which is a joule. If you leave it without a unit, you won't get the answer mark. The next thing is, it must be to a minimum of 2 significant figures, of which you can escape here because it's already more than 2 significant figures. So my final answer will be 24,000 joules. The appropriate unit was presented and the answer is to a minimum of 2 significant figures. Let's move on to part B. Part B reads, the immersion heater is removed from the beaker. One metal rod and one plastic rod are placed in the beaker of hot water as shown in Fig 4.1. Let's analyze Fig 4.1. It is point X, which is the same point as X on the other rod. Why? Point X is 2 centimeters from the end of the rod. In other words, it's 2 centimeters here, it's also 2 centimeters here. So point X is the same point from the bottom to X. What's happening on the plastic is what's happening. Describe how the temperature of X on each rod changes after the rods are placed in the beaker. Explain your answer. So the beaker has water at 58 degrees Celsius, but the rods are at 20 degrees Celsius. So temperature must be increasing from 20 degrees Celsius going high at point X. But how is energy moving from the bottom? It's going to be moving by conduction since these are solids. Now, we should know by now that metals are good thermal conductors, while plastics are poor thermal conductors. With this in mind, we expect heat to reach X faster on the metal rod than this side. But why is it that we're saying heat will reach this point faster before this point? Let's look at the mechanism of conduction. Conduction moves through, number one, lattice vibrations. Lattice vibrations. In other words, heat is moving from point to point through vibrations of particles. So this happens in metals as well as in plastics. So here we have lattice vibrations. Right. After this, we have mechanism number two, which is called electron drift. Electron drift or movement. So heat can move by electron movement. We know that metals are lattice of positive ions in a sea of delocalized electrons. A metal is a lattice of positive ions in a sea of delocalized electrons. So when these electrons move, they heat up. As they are moving, they bump into the lattice of the atoms, which transfers heat at the point of collision. And this can only happen with metals, but here we don't have metal electron drift, no delocalized electrons, no delocalized electrons. So here electron drift does not happen. So in metals, heat is going to move by lattice vibration and by electron drift. Here it's only going to move by lattice vibrations. So we expect heat to reach this faster because metals are better conductors since they have two mechanisms through which heat moves. So what could be the ideal answer? The ideal answer is point X on the metal rod heats up more quickly than point X on the plastic rod. This is 1 mark already. I've taken out 1 mark out of these 4. Because metals transfer thermal energy by conduction. This is method mark number 2. Because I've identified that heat will be moving by conduction. And it's faster in metals than in plastic. So this is method mark number 3. So just this paragraph, I've raked 3 marks out of 4. Where does the 4th mark come from? I need to justify this statement where I said metals transfer thermal energy by conduction faster than plastics. Why is it so? Now I'm comparing. Here they use lattice vibration and electron drift, while nanometals only use lattice vibrations. So that will be in my concluding statement. The metal conducts thermal energy as delocalized electrons in the metal move. There are no delocalized electrons in plastic. This is my 4th mark, giving me a total of 4 marks. I hope you found this to be very helpful. I'm hoping to see you in the next video as we continue our walkthroughs to question number 5.